If you thought you'd heard it all when it comes to Meghan Markle, brace yourself. Because the latest revelation isn't just shocking, it's jaw-dropping. Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, has reportedly revealed a truth that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about Prince Harry and Meghan's firstborn son, Archie Harrison. The claim, Meghan never carried Archie herself. Instead, she allegedly relied on a surrogate, all while appearing in public with a carefully crafted prosthetic baby bump. Sounds like the kind of plot twist you'd expect from a Netflix drama, doesn't it? And yet, here we are. Let's dive into how this story unraveled, what it could mean, and why it's got the world buzzing with equal parts disbelief, curiosity, and fascination. But before we continue, please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell for more updates. The perfectly curated pregnancy. When Meghan Markle first announced her pregnancy in October 2018 during a royal tour, the world swooned. Photographs of her cradling her growing bump were splashed across newspapers, magazines, and endless social media feeds. Every hand-on-bump pose looked like a carefully choreographed dance. But Doria's alleged revelation flips the script. She suggests that what the public saw wasn't Meghan's natural pregnancy glow, but rather an elaborate illusion. A prosthetic bump, swapped out as needed, staged carefully for appearances. If that's true, the million-dollar question is why? Why go to such lengths to maintain the image of carrying Archie? Was it pressure from the palace? Was it Meghan's desire to appear like a traditional royal mother? Or was it simply to control the narrative? These questions linger like an itch that refuses to go away. The birth mystery. When Archie Harrison was born on May 6, 2019, the royal birth announcement was unusual. Unlike past royal babies, there was no iconic hospital step-out moment. No proud parents waving from the steps of the Lindo wing, no excited crowd cheering. Instead, Meghan and Harry chose to keep everything behind closed doors, releasing only carefully staged photos after the fact. At the time, the explanation seemed simple. Harry and Meghan wanted privacy. But Doria's alleged claim casts that decision in a new light. If Archie was indeed born via surrogate, it suddenly makes sense why Meghan didn't appear before flashing cameras just hours after birth. It wasn't privacy, it was secrecy. And secrecy, as we know, always fuels speculation. Was the palace in on it? Were senior royals aware of the supposed surrogacy? Or was this Meghan and Harry's closely guarded secret, shared with only a handful of confidants? The surrogate speculation. Here's where things get even more intriguing. The idea of a royal surrogacy isn't new. Rumors swirled during Meghan's pregnancy that her baby bump didn't move naturally, that it looked too perfect or even collapsible. Social media detectives dissected every photograph, pointing out moments when her bump appeared to shift in peculiar ways. Most dismissed it as internet conspiracy theories. But Doria's alleged confession now adds fuel to those whispers. If Meghan truly used a surrogate, it wouldn't just be a private family matter. It would be one of the most tightly kept secrets in modern royal history. But then comes the bigger question. Should it matter? In today's world, countless families turn to surrogacy. It's a valid, beautiful path to parenthood. Yet when you're part of the most scrutinized family on earth, transparency is everything. Did Meghan's choice, if true, clash with the monarchy's obsession with tradition? The royal fallout. Imagine the royal reaction if this story were true. The monarchy thrives on legacy, image, and the illusion of continuity. Every detail, from wedding dresses to christening photos, is carefully curated to reinforce tradition. If Meghan faked her pregnancy, that illusion cracks. It wouldn't just be a personal decision, it would be seen as deception. And deception is a dangerous word in royal circles. Would King Charles feel betrayed? Would Prince William, already estranged from Harry, see it as yet another reason for division? And most importantly, how would the public react? Would people sympathize with Meghan's choice, or condemn her for allegedly misleading them? A mother's revelation or a misinterpretation? Of course, we can't overlook one key detail: Doria Ragland herself. Meghan's mother has always been viewed as calm, supportive, and protective of her daughter. So why would she suddenly reveal such an explosive truth? Is it possible her words were taken out of context, twisted by eager ears and click-hungry outlets? Or could this be a rare crack in the Markle family's tight-lipped facade? If Doria did indeed confirm surrogacy, it would mark one of the boldest admissions tied to the Sussexes. Either way, it forces us to look at Meghan's story differently. What if she was simply too afraid to reveal the truth at the time? What if she feared judgment, rejection, or the loss of control over her image? Isn't that something many of us can relate to on a smaller scale? Putting on a brave face while hiding the messier details of our lives? Lessons hidden in the scandal. Beyond the royal intrigue, there's something deeply human about this revelation. How many of us have gone to great lengths to present an image of perfection? Whether it's on Instagram, at work, or even to our closest friends, Meghan's alleged decision, though magnified by the spotlight, reflects a universal truth. We often hide our struggles to avoid judgment. And yet, the irony is this: authenticity resonates far more than perfection ever could. If Meghan had openly embraced surrogacy, could she have sparked an empowering conversation about modern motherhood? Could she have shown that being a parent isn't about how a child comes into the world, but about the love and commitment you give them after? There's a what-if that leaves us wondering about missed opportunities. The conversation isn't over. Whether you believe Doria's alleged revelation or dismiss it as another wild royal rumor, one thing is clear: Meghan Markle and Prince Harry remain at the center of stories that captivate the world. The fascination isn't just about royalty. It's about identity, authenticity, and the choices we make when the whole world is watching. So, what do you think? If Meghan truly turned to surrogacy, should she have been upfront about it, or was she entitled to her privacy? And more importantly, does it really change how we see Archie, or does it just reveal how much we project onto people we'll never truly know? Final thoughts, your turn. At the end of the day, the story behind Archie Harrison's birth, whether traditional or through surrogacy, doesn't diminish the fact that he's loved by his parents. But it does remind us of something bigger. The stories we tell and the secrets we keep shape how the world perceives us. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Meghan's alleged surrogacy changes the royal narrative forever? Or is this just another chapter in a saga that will never truly end? Share your thoughts, start a conversation, and let's explore what this means not just for the royals, but for how we view truth, image, and authenticity in our own lives. Because if there's one thing we've learned from Meghan and Harry's journey, it's this: the real drama often lies in what we don't see. If you thought the Meghan Markle story couldn't get any more dramatic, think again. This time, it's her own mother, Doria Ragland, allegedly dropping a truth bomb that could shake the royal narrative to its very core. According to shocking claims, Meghan never carried Archie Harrison herself. Instead, Archie was born via a surrogate, while Meghan staged a pregnancy with the help of a prosthetic baby bump. Sounds like a plotline from a Netflix original, right? Yet, it's the kind of twist that makes us all lean closer to our screens, wondering what's real, what's rumor, and what it all really means. Let's unpack the story, one layer at a time. Meghan's perfect pregnancy. When Meghan and Harry announced their pregnancy during their royal tour in 2018, the world lit up with excitement. Meghan, glowing in chic designer outfits, always seemed to know how to pose with her growing belly. She touched her bump so often that it practically became a royal meme. But now, with Doria's alleged claim, we're asked to see those images in a different light. Were those moments authentic, or were they rehearsed performances with a carefully adjusted prosthetic bump? The question gnaws at you. Was the perfect royal pregnancy too perfect? The strange birth announcement. Royal births usually follow a time-honored script. Think Princess Diana and Kate Middleton, smiling on the steps of the Lindo wing, babies in arms, crowds cheering. But when Archie was born in May 2019, none of that happened. Instead, Harry and Meghan broke tradition. No hospital steps, no first sighting crowd, just a carefully released photo days later. At the time, it was chalked up to their desire for privacy. But if a surrogate was involved, it explains why Meghan couldn't step out hours after giving birth. Suddenly, that private choice feels less like a quirk and more like a deliberate strategy to keep something hidden. Internet detectives and the collapsible bump. Even back then, eagle-eyed fans noticed odd details. Meghan's bump seemed to shift shape. In one clip, it looked as if it folded when she bent down. In another, it appeared to grow or shrink between events just days apart. Most people dismissed it as cruel internet gossip. But now, with this new twist, old conspiracy theories don't feel so outlandish. Could it be that the truth was hiding in plain sight all along? Why hide the truth? Here's where it gets complicated. Surrogacy is not a scandal in itself. Many families use it, and it's an incredible gift that brings children into loving homes.